Well, we decided just to go off live and we're going to do a video of this. So we're in the village of Del Mar and we are looking at a pretty magnificent home that's been redone. Just wanted to give you an idea of the neighborhood that we're in. We're in Del Mar. Really amazing big oak trees, really quiet. Because we're in the northern section, a lot of these trees have had time to grow and really mature area. So this is the house that we're going to be looking at, and Dick's going to tell you a little bit more about the history on it before we go in. So let's talk about what we've got.
I just posted on the page. We were trying to do a live. We got into some technical difficulty, so we'll record it and post it later. This house was about a 1,300 square foot, 2-bed, 2-bath. Today, it's a 2,200 square foot, 3-3. This has been a complete remodel, and as you step inside, you'll see what we're talking about.
So when you say remodeled, was there an addition put on, or how
Yes.
did that work?
Yes, there was, the footprint was here, but we took and expanded out what the roof line would allow us to do.
So one thing that everyone should know is that it's really shiny in this place, but it's beautiful. And the way that we set up our listings is that Dick will go out and get some visuals done of how this house could look when it was furnished. So this is an added advantage to anyone who's looking to list the property with the Dick Betts team, is that they go the extra mile to give buyers the potential. This is what the place could look like when it's fully furnished, even though it's a beautifully stunning home. Empty, people do need to see what things will look like. So I think I'll pause at every one of these little photos that are up and give you a look as to what it could look like. So, all right, let's keep going.
We use a virtual staging company out of Australia. They do a great job, and we get it set up. As you can see, every light, now we got the LED puck lights up here. And how about a quartz waterfall island? Perfect place for a bar, entertaining, very open concept. Again, every switch, every outlet, every piece of plumbing has been replaced. These appliances are brand new, never been used. Backsplash, and we do have LED lighting up on top that when I turned on they didn't work. They'll be fixed. This house also has a surround sound system built in, and I'll show you where it's at later, where you can power it by Bluetooth if you get the module.
But even these fixtures, right? Like the sink fixtures and everything, this is not run-of-the-mill fixtures, right?
Matter of fact, we've done a couple of homes with these, and I've actually had people not understand how to use them. So you got a pot filler, okay, and then you got this. But people sometimes, if this is shut off, they go, it doesn't work. So you get both, and then of course this thing pops out of here like so. So you still have the same capability as before.
One to fill the pot, and one to clean the pot.
Yep, you got that right.
And we got stainless steel appliances throughout, all new lighting. So when you say it's been redone, like this is redone, completely redone.
Yeah, we have another one of these that I've talked about that's up on Airbnb, and it is rented all the time. The same individual took care of the we call it a flip. You know, we come in and every square inch of this house is redone. New roof, new HVAC, new water heater. There is nothing left original out of the 12 to 1,300 square feet that we had before. Let's go this way. And please remind me to come back.
So this would be living space, right? Living area?
Yeah, living space.
Okay.
And then usually we don't go right into a laundry room, but you got to see this laundry room. And this has something, we've put 2 of them in now. This is the first one we did. This is a dog wash.
Okay.
We even have a sign that says dog wash. So if you don't have a dog, it's a perfect place to be able to do grills or some big pots or something. Put a basket underneath there. To get the advantage of the room, we put a stackable in here. And as you can see, you have plenty of cupboard space. And again, the whole idea, everything we do here is top notch down to the detail. Now I want to back out of here, and Dave, I want you to come back in there.
All right.
All right. Because we have mood lighting.
Ooh.
If you want mood lighting while you're doing laundry.
Yeah, or washing your dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay.
So one of the other things like I find at my place is I do have a utility sink that I use all the time because when I have a Bissell mop that
Yeah.
I need to empty the dirty water. So something like this would be fantastic.
There is also a mud sink in the garage, but
Okay.
yeah, that would be more, but this you could do other things. This is the master, primary bedroom. Again, all the lighting here has been replaced, LED, and all of them are on dimmers. You can't tell right now,
Here's a
but we do have the dimmers.
so easily put a king bed in here.
Oh yeah. And then when we do closets, instead of drilling holes and putting, closet made cheap in, we finish it off completely, and then the homeowner can actually design the closet. Maybe you're going to do California closets or something nice. The room is ready.
Yeah, awesome.
This is a polished porcelain floor. And despite what people think, oh, it's probably slippery, I've dumped water on it in my bare feet, and you can't, it's not slippery. One thing about this flipper, he goes crazy with bathrooms. Our other Airbnb that he did, it's unbelievable. That house shows so well. So let me get David come in here. Couple things. Notice.
Hey everybody.
Notice you have room. You can get right up to it, and then these is cut out so you're not losing any space. Plus, they're
Self-close.
Self-close.
Yeah.
I just didn't push it quite hard enough. And the lighting and so forth.
So
But
if you get mad at your spouse, no one will ever know,
no,
right? 'Cause
Right.
no doors are slamming.
no.
Look at the size of this. Holy mackerel.
This house now
Double
has
showers, right? Shower on either end.
yeah, two rainforest heads, 2 hand wands. Actually, this house has some body jets, which we'll get to shortly.
That's pretty amazing.
But again, it's just amazing. They do. This is one of the signatures to bring the towel up the wall.
Okay.
And it
Finishes off nice.
Yeah.
So if someone bought this house and they wanted to add some towel holders, the flipper would probably do that,
Oh yeah.
right? Yeah, come back and put
we'd have a
some-
guy that would do that.
Yeah.
And I use one painter. The guy that painted this house is actually doing our remodel right now, and he's got another job. We might even see him today.
Right.
All right. So this, instead of adding this just to bedroom space, left this. There's a pocket door on both sides.
Yep.
So David will show you some options I thought about. It could be an office.
Especially in this corner where there's lots of windows and nice and bright. Yeah, that's great. Office space. What else?
And then over here, maybe it's a craft room. You want to do some crafts or something.
Yep.
And again, notice it's wired and connected. If you wanted a TV, that's a good thing about the houses we flip is we go ahead and put the electrical where you're going to put a TV. And above your head, you do have a speaker.
Yeah, it's really well thought out.
Yeah.
And again, like even if you had grandkids and you had a little bed in here for grandkids, they're right next door to the master. It's kind of a nice spot, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, now you want to step in there and I'll pull the door shut and I'll talk through it, okay?
Oh, look at that. Another rainfall shower. But big, like it's not small in any stretch, right? Look, nice sink.
And then again, the single sink version, of the soft close and kind of a backsplash.
Yeah,
with very modern lighting. This is the second bedroom, and this area we are in now is why it is now a 3-3.
Okay.
This was under roof, had the footprint of the house, but it was out, it had like a lanai and a hot tub and so forth. But as you can see, even down to this closet has its own light.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
And all these lights, again, are on dimmer.
Yep.
Every room has a fan. Now, just so you're acclimated as to where we are.
Yeah, let's step back here from the front again.
Yep.
So this is the kitchen area. And now we're So we sort of went all the way around in a big circle, and now we're coming back to here. So let's go off to the right.
Another pocket door.
Okay.
Okay. And let's take a look at this bathroom, the third full bathroom.
It's pretty rare to have 3 full bathrooms in homes in the villages.
Now, this bathroom, actually, I'm biased. I love the colors in here. But it has the same towel, porcelain towel that's on the floors. The other thing is this one has the body jets.
Okay.
So
Turn around and show you that.
So you've got body jets.
Oh yeah, right there.
You got the wand, and you have the rainforest. And a little bench to sit there.
Yep.
And again, the bigger single sink. This has all 3 available. It had the double. You know, we had 2 of them. They're smaller. This is the wider one, and then the one in the other bathroom. Again, everything is soft close.
Yep.
So,
very cool.
Newest, greatest lighting available.
Where are we at with HVAC on this one? Is it
brand new?
Brand new, right?
Brand new roof, water heater. Everything is brand new in this home.
What is this? This is quite something, eh?
Well, yeah, you can change the colors. Let's say you're a football fan, you can make the colors different.
Yeah.
Something happened here. My handyman will be here shortly to correct it, but you can pick 2 different colors here.
Very cool.
So for team. Now, you want to talk about entertaining. You got all this open, but this is the bar. Now, a couple things about it. You want to start here?
Sure. Wow, self-cleaning.
Wet bar with a glass cleaner.
Yep.
Let me get out of the way. We have refrigerator, wine cooler,
Yep.
places for glasses, storage of bottles, you name it.
Again, LED, and just a great space because, you know, this wouldn't necessarily be something that, it might be a closet or storage or something. So
Well, I'm going to tell you the story on that.
Yeah.
We're going to get there. I want you to remember this, but again, LED lighting so you can set the mood. And like behind us here, we have a light that's, you know, adjustable.
the dimmer there.
And then David, in here, this is where you could put a whole system in.
Okay.
So if you wanted to put a Bluetooth receiver and an amplifier right here, anywhere in the house, it also could be Wi-Fi, so you could play your music right from your phone or have a system in there ready to go.
And that connects all the overhead speakers in the house.
Yep,
Right.
all over. Now here, this could be a formal dining room, a pool table, you know, about anything that you might want
Right.
to be available here.
Yeah, pub table or something like that too,
Yep,
right? Yeah.
yep.
So this is some pictures of the outside space and what you can do with it. And over here. All right.
All right.
Wow, look at this. This is amazing.
Now, you easily could build, I'm into knee walls.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, a lot of the flips do have knee walls now, and I tell people a knee wall, a bird cage, about anything you would want out here. Look at the vines on this
Yeah,
tree.
it's unbelievable.
This tree's been trimmed back away from the roof,
Yeah.
you know, so. Now, remember the bar area?
Yeah.
There it is.
Wow. Okay.
This was already in place, permitted under roof.
Okay.
Okay, it used to be a storage. Well, now it's this much storage for lawns.
Yeah.
And this
Is bar.
is
What
the
a
bar
great-
area.
What a great idea. Yeah, take over some space and put it inside.
Yeah.
Right?
You do have all kinds of fruit trees here.
Yeah.
You have, I'm not an horticulturist,
Some of
but
the
you have
butterflies
4
flying
or
around
5
over
of
there
them.
too.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Butterfly, hey, we timed that right, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much did you pay the butterfly to show? That's pretty impressive. And then what's down? There's a little path out back here.
Yeah, if you want to go first.
It's like a mystery garden, right?
Yeah, yeah. You talk about quiet and privacy.
Yeah.
You can't believe you're in the villages.
No, this is really spectacular.
Careful of this vine up here, David, on the
Yeah,
left.
this one grabs you. There's
Yeah, it
spikes
grabbed me.
on
We
this
were
one.
out here earlier.
Yeah, look at
Again, there's more fruit trees back here.
it. So even if you want to just put a standalone cot back here and just hang out and really just a spot to sit back and read a book and enjoy the village's lifestyle.
You're a mile and a half from Spanish Springs,
Yep.
3.5 miles from Lake Sumter.
Okay. All right, so everyone want to know, is there a bond on this place?
No bond.
No bond on this place. So there's one huge positive.
We are in Lake County
Yeah.
by about a quarter of a mile.
And what about taxes?
You know, people think that the different political subdivisions, as far as counties go, there's not a big difference. And the other thing is, you look at not only the taxes, when was the last appraisal, what's the appraisal rate? But one thing that a lot of people don't consider here in the villages is who's your power company.
Right.
There's like a nickel difference per kilowatt hour between Duke and Seco. And this is Seco.
Okay.
So again,
Cheaper?
cheaper.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, everyone will also want to know, how rentable is this property?
Okay. I'm gonna quote David Anderson, a very famous person here in the villages. He came up with the term early bird. And what it is somebody who is maybe 55 who wants to invest now, and now is a good time because this house was $559, and today it just hit the market again at $489.
Holy mackerel, $70,000.
Yeah, $70,000 reduction in it. And buy this house, turn it into an Airbnb. Now, the other house that the same flipper did, which is a mile away from here, if that's the one that is booked solid because the way it appears on Airbnb.
Right, right.
If you take this home and put it on Airbnb, people see the showers, the waterfall island.
It's high end.
It's high end.
Yeah.
And so if somebody was interested in renting a high-end house without a pool, this would be it.
So the advantage to that with an early bird is they're putting, say, 20% down. They're letting the Airbnb fees pay their mortgage until they're ready to move to the villages full time. Even if it's 5 years, 10 years, the house sort of pays for itself as they go, but they've got a footprint in the villages, and when they decide to come down here, they're not buying 10 years from now. They've already purchased and it's paid itself off.
Yeah, we did some numbers for early birds where we took a house and we figured out the amortization and how much the debt has been paid down. And again, with the market the way it is, getting it already $70,000 less than what it was listed for, it could be. And again, that other flip house that's now an Airbnb, the couple that bought it said, we'll come down whenever we have open times on the schedule. There is no open time. That house.
Now they're looking for another house.
We're going to do another house they just bought last week, and they bought a second house because the first house they can't get into it.
Unreal.
It was rented solid from November, and it's still rented.
Yep.
Okay. They did find 1 week in April, but then they're out of here, and it's rented rest of April, May, and into June. And like I say, next year, December 1 through April 1, 4 months.
Yep.
Same tenant, gone.
Unreal.
So,
yeah, and I should probably just talk a little bit about some of the groups in the villages will say market saturated, you can't get renters. I own 2 houses, they're rented. Basically it's a beauty contest, right? If your house shows nice, they're going to pick that house over the next one. So I have landlords that have done it right. They've invested the money, they've put in nice furniture, nice fixtures, and they're rented all the time. So don't let that, negative energy get to you, because houses can rent at no issue.
okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to another house,
Yeah.
and we'll be in touch.
Awesome. Thanks for the tour.